percentage-wise, almost all of them. I didn't make the wheels, the tires, the engine. I made the airframe, all the structures with tubular steel that I bought and welded together with fabric that I purchased and stretched and covered with. I bought a lot of wood. The wings are entirely made of wooden structures covered with thin plywood and then with fiberglass, very thin fiberglass coating to which we added the paint. So we would regard those as structurally, those are wooden wings throughout with modern covering on them. Now, the fuselage. What we did, we got a bunch of tubular steel. Some tubes this big around, some a little bigger, some a little smaller. And we took a welder and we fastened these pieces of steel down to a frame where we could hold them in place. Then we came along with a welder and welded each joint together. And then we would have another bracket that held another tube or two. And now they're held in space. And now we come along and weld again. And we do that over and over and over again until we have created the structure for the fuselage. Now look at the bottom of the fuselage. See how many places where the fabric takes steps. The fuselage frame that we've already discussed. It's got wooden, those lines are where wooden stringers, as we call them, strips of wood held in place by wooden formers, as we call them, and we get all that in there, and then we glue modern fabric to that, and then we go through the procedure of painting it with special liquid that gives it strength, holds it in place, and then we paint it. That's how we do that. Now, see these? Those are called wing struts. You probably already know that, don't you? And you know they're made of steel, I bet. You know that. Now he's getting ahead of me. Okay, we make those and they will hold the wing because the air is trying to push the wing up in flight. It would like to have the wing just flop up and break. So these things are very strong in being pulled upon. And so they keep the wing from rising up in flight by holding them to the fuselage and at points there. Now, this airplane has got strong enough struts. You don't probably very often, you wouldn't see an airplane built this way that could fly upside down. But this one is so strong, these struts have to hold it now in what we call compression. It's not designed to do that, but it's so strong that it can do that. But that's what aerobatic airplanes do. This is not intended to be an aerobatic airplane, although it does do limited aerobatics.
Into aviation. How'd you get into aviation?
Did you say engine?
How did you get into aviation?
How did you get
How did I get into aviation? Well, how old are you?
9.
Well, when I was 7 years old, a lot of my friends built model airplanes. We called them free flights. They were built out of thin strips of wood and with rubber bands inside, and we could let them go and they'd fly. So when I was about 7, I got in with that because some of my older friends were doing it, and I just kind of got into it there. So all through my early years, clear up to, when did I ever quit building models? I guess I ever did quit building model airplanes until I was an adult. I enjoyed it. In fact, if I didn't have anything else to do right now, I might go back into model airplane building again, but I'm getting maybe too old for that now. So anyway, I got started in aviation by building model airplanes. The model airplane started off being powered with rubber bands that you can wind up. And then you release them and they fly. And then the next thing you do, you buy a little small engine. Now you got a gasoline powered airplane. It can go a long way, so you better have a way of making it turn. So, airplanes to be built from a kit as a model. It's very complicated. So I got into radio control models, and I could move a little stick here, controls up here with two. That's it. I thought, if I could get inside the airplane and move something here that was not connected to the controls, to a combination of electrical things, I could convert that information into making the controls move. So I did that. I got to playing with that. So then I said, well, I can be on the ground. No, I can be in the airplane. I'm in the airplane, and I've got a box I built with electrical things in it. And so I can tell the box to tell the controls to move so that the airplane does what I want it to do. And we call that an automatic pilot. I have a little dial somewhere, and I can say to the autopilot, turn to the right, do that. And then I give it more smart. It can say, follow the GPS signal. You know about following the GPS already. So we decide, well, I want to go from here to Des Moines. You do know where Des Moines is at. So we say, autopilot, take us to Des Moines, and we will land on this certain airport. All that information is in the GPS. So we turn on the autopilot, and the autopilot is now starting to do this, roll out in a direction, and fly us clear to the airport near Des Moines. And then there's equipment on the ground that helps the autopilot know where to steer. And pretty soon, the electronics, the autopilot, the ground equipment that can tell the airplane where to go, can bring it clear to the ground and land it without a human ever being in. And they call that a modern airline. They're pretty sophisticated stuff. So all of that can be done by starting with a model airplane and a rubber band, a model airplane and a little motor, and then we throw it and it flies on its own, goes where it wants to go. Then we think, well, let's make it go where we want to go. So we give the guy on the ground a control. And while the airplane's out here flying around, as I said earlier, we can make it turn right, we can make it turn left up in the sky, we can do this. We can even make it do a loop up in the sky if on the ground or pulling back on the stick, and it makes it do that. We do all that on the ground. Then, as things go on, we can build with GPS. We can say, well, go from here to that thing over there, that farmer's field, a mile away, and we know the coordinates of that. We know what GPS knows where that is. Go over there and land in that field, and it can do it. The model can do that. The model can do it pretty soon. We realize that we can do that with real airplanes. So we build an autopilot because we're going to put people in there that want to ride, and we start the engines, and we push a few buttons, and we manually get the airplane in the air. Then we say, autopilot, take it over to Des Moines to XYZ airport, and it can do it. That's what's fun about the world, is you can do all those things with an airplane. Now, we do different things here, though. We fly old airplanes. None of them have autopilots. You got to fly them all the time. You're up in the sky with them. But that's what's fun to do. I used to do a lot of that. Now, do you have any questions?
What does this airplane have for the engine?
This airplane has a large round engine made by Pratt & Whitney, and it's a 600 horsepower engine, and the size of it we call a 1340. That is the number of cubic inches of action within the engine. So that's what that is. Now, you saw the Twin Beechcraft come in over there? Well, it's got two radial engines on them, and they're not as big as these engines, but they're 450 horsepower apiece, and this single engine is 600 horsepower. So that's where that is. Now, all these airplanes on the field, most of them have 450 horsepower or less.
Do you have any advice for me for staying in
What?
aviation?
I'm sorry.
Do you have any aviation advice for me?
Well, the world's changing so fast. I don't know exactly how to answer that. First of all, to be in aviation, there are generally two routes to go. One, you can be an engineer and design things that are used in airplanes. Or you can become a pilot and get a job flying airplanes. And there will always be jobs for people flying airplanes. And so that's one route a person can go. And that work will be here as far into the future as I can see right now. And that would be something you could do. Or if you're all caught up in math, you like all that science, all that digital stuff, pushing buttons, doing designing. I bet you're already very conversant on pushing buttons on computers already, aren't you?
To be honest, I'm not.
You are? Well, you don't have, do you have a little machine like the size of a cell phone where you can push buttons and talk to people?
Yeah.
You're a button pusher. You got to be to some degree. And you can say, well, that's the way the world is. Everybody's pushing buttons now. Back when I was a kid, nobody pushed buttons. We had a pencil and paper, and we wrote notes on the paper. And now, all the young people, they don't write notes on the paper anymore. They type in information on a computer. So that's the direction it's going now. So you have no choice except to throw away the pencil and paper and talk to people by means of the computer. That's what the world's doing. You got to do that. And I was put through this life before I was grown, before the computer even was brought into the picture. So I had no choice except to be a non-computer person and somebody who writes letters by hand. That's what they did 100 years ago. That's almost where I started. So it's a new world today. And the new world today is throw away the pencil, turn on the keyboard. That's the way the world is. So you got to get interested in the keyboard and work with it no matter what you do, because that's the new world. So you got to be really into that. You could still be a pilot, or you could be an engineer, and you could apply mathematics and all that goes along with it in the form of digital, as we call it. There's no telling where that's going to stop. It's getting more and more involved every day. But you got to really like it to be into that side of it. If your first love is flying airplanes, so be it. You make a little more money doing the digital world, but you can still have an enjoyable life flying airplanes around. Those jobs will be around. Or you could get you a job on the farm driving a tractor. I don't think you want to do that. Now, do you have any questions beyond that?
How many planes have you restored?
Restored means I started with an airplane that was already intact. I have an airplane. There's one like it on some. I have an airplane that could be on the field here somewhere. It's like an airplane that I restored. It was a high-wing airplane that would carry about 6 people, and it needed a lot of work, and when we do the work to fix it up, we call that restoring. I've only restored really two airplanes that were in real bad shape, and I fixed them up and make them. See that airplane right there? I started with all the structure and parts of one of those and put them all back together and made an airplane that would fly, and we're calling that restoring. I took original airplane parts and put them all back in place, and that's called restoring, and that's the kind of airplane I did restore, one of them that I did. Anything beyond that with me, I did not restore. I built from scratch. See this airplane?
Yeah.
That's not a restoration. That is an airplane that I built, as I described earlier. I took some various pieces of steel and aluminum and wood and built an airplane. And I've built several airplanes. But I've built more airplanes than I have restored.
Good airplane? What airplane did you learn to fly in?
A yellow Piper Cub. You know what a Cub is?
Yep.
That's what I learned to fly.
Sullivan flies a champ.
What?
Sullivan flies a champ.
What's that?
He's teasing Sullivan.
What?
A champ.
Of what? A champ. There's champs and failures, and I prefer the failure the champ. Because my name is wrong. It should be champ How am I going to get out of this one?
I don't know.
I
I'm
think
watching
an
you dig.
airplane is better than the champ, so we'll call it super. A super cub is better than the champ. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Super Cub is. I don't think a J3 is any better airplane than a Champ.
Well, it's for the real men to learn to fly it. The champ is for those not endowed with so much confidence. Want to argue a little bit? No. He likes to argue. Then he realizes it's not giving him. So, what else can we do?
How many different airplanes have you flown?
How many what?
Different airplanes have you flown?
Not very many, really. Really and truly. A lot of people around, I'd say, there are more people than half the people here that have flown more airplanes. I haven't flown too many. I've flown, let's count them. I started off with a Cub, then a Stinson, then a Piper Clipper, and then a Piper Pacer, and then a Tri-Pacer. All those are made by Piper. And it goes on and on and on. I've flown those, and I've flown, I don't know, not too many different types, really. Some people have flown 2 or 3 times as many as I have. I've been busy messing around with a few times. I wonder about that. I haven't flown very many times.
More than you think.
Yeah, when you think about it, I'll tell you what I can do. I can give you the story of more interesting things about Fairfield, Iowa in the first 6 years of my life than anybody can tell about how many times they've flown airplanes.
There you go.
I can make you a long story about that would wear you out.
You're that can't argue with that.
Why are you trying to? You don't argue with me. It's the first sensible thing you've said all day. I can't argue with that. Can you imagine him being so rude as to want to argue with me all the time?
I think you had an argument a while ago, and he was right.
He was what?
He was right. And
He was right. We got into.
did you tell him he was right?
We undid it. We straightened it out.
Okay.
I worked my way through it.
Okay.
He got on the Champ, I got on the Cub, then I got the Super Cub, and that put him in the brush. So he didn't go far with that short breath.
She's talking about the
I'm talking
knob
about
on the lower right.
I'm talking about the DG.
I didn't know we were arguing. I was being informed when I was not arguing. I simply
Now we're arguing about whether or
I
not we
had
were
picked
arguing.
the wrong knob to do the right thing. He found it, and I didn't. We weren't arguing about anything. He was showing me that this is this and that is that. That's not an argument.
You're right. It is not an argument.
Right.
It's easier just to agree.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
What?
The only time I'm going to argue is when I'm right. If I'm arguing, I'm right. So we weren't arguing.
Well, if you write the rules that way, then they're exactly.
I don't have to argue. If you're always right, you're not arguing,
don't have
you're
to argue.
informing.
That's right. That's right.
Jim is always right, even when he's wrong.
That's funny.
Now, see, here he wants to be controversial.
No, not Doug.
Sometimes I just have to put up with people like that. That doesn't take anything out of me. I have to stay and practicing my virtues of being right all the time.
That's right. Hey, I live with the guy. I know.
First of all, I didn't just finish it. I started it. I worked on 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 it. I finally finished it. And how long did it take me to work on it? Oh, a long time. It takes me very long to finish it because it was almost done and I said, okay.
Shake his hand.
Say thank you. I am interviewed.
You're an interviewee.
He's an interviewee.
No,
No, I'm the interviewee.
that's correct.
Always like to help people.